We got it. This is so amazing. This ability to stream on both platforms at once, thanks to the ingenuity and brilliance of Pro Ness Ness and the fabulous Abe Lee. Thank you both.
Recording in
Guys,
progress.
killing me. Thank you. I love it. Hello, everybody. Hello. I'm looking at my stream chat right now. Hey, 8-Bit Bella. Hey, Traveling Ashley. Hey, Wolfie Viking. Hey, Peach QT, first time chatter. Hello, Sly the Fox 87. Holly Peppermint. Delvi, you hot shit. It's so nice to see that you're here. I love this. Let me see who's over here. Nafe is saying scatter. I love a scatter. Vixen Storm, hello there. Nice to see you. Hello, Dumby Bunny. Hello, TW Tommy. Hello, Minion 23063. Yeah, we are making this happen. We are getting it all done. Very impressed. We're doing this. So, hi guys. Happy Monday. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Abe, Ness, did you have good weekends?
Yes.
I had a good weekend. I had a couple friends over and we had dinner for Lunar New Year. It was fun.
Oh, yay. Oh, I love it. Oh my God, my fave. I love that. Nespot, did you do anything for Lunar New Year?
I worked and then I went to bed.
Well, you worked the day. Oh, you worked on New Year's Eve. Right, that's true.
Yeah, and then I simply passed away because it was a lot of work.
Passing away is dying. You did not pass away.
I did. This is the gamer term. We passed away.
The gamer term is passing away.
No,
Like when
but
you pass out.
it's cool to see you be convinced that it is.
That's okay. So it's your new fabulous term is passing away. Okay,
Mhm.
I buy that. That sounds good. I had a wonderful Lunar New Year time. You know, if you're in New York City, Lunar New Year is like a huge deal. It's so great. It's so much fun. You go down to Chinatown, and my husband, so Rob, Mickey, and I walk down to Chinatown, and it is mayhem. The streets are just packed, and people are shooting off the confetti guns everywhere. And there pops and crackles and all this excitement. And then uh like there are people with fireworks, and then there are the people in the dragon costumes, and the dragons are going in and out of the stores, and it's just like this, like one of those beautiful, I'm so grateful to live in New York City moments. I was taking all these pictures and videos, and then we went and got the best pork buns ever on the planet. I actually got them for you too because I, for some reason, thought that I was seeing you guys. So if I see you guys tomorrow, I have pork buns for you that are just sublime. Ness, you've had them. Abe, you have not. Sublime.
I
Right?
am I am interested.
Sublime. Yeah, like so we stuffed ourselves with pork buns and had such a good time. And yeah, it's like those I love New York so much my heart could burst moments. It's so great. It's so good. It's what the kiddos are saying nowadays. Thank you, Abe Bella, as long as you say. Yeah, exactly. I love Me too, Real Delvia. I love a good pork bun. Oh, it's so good. Mert Mitchell is an amazing artist who did a Pharah drawing ages ago, and I'm so happy to see them here. Hello, hello. So good to see you. Hi. Hello, Medica Wait. Hello, Blue Eyes Whitewashed. Hello, I'm very full. Do birds attack people when they feel threatened by them? I freaking hope not, man. Jeez. Um, Happy birthday, Moon. Hi. Do I ever just play Overwatch for fun? I have, but I'm not good. I'm really, really bad, to be honest. I'm really terrible. I have played badly, super badly. Ruben, I just started. Give me a minute to get a crowd here, dude. It's 30 people because I just started. Give me a minute. They'll be coming. We'll be coming along. It's been very fun. So hi guys. So we're doing an Ask Bird Mom stream. And Ask Bird Mom streams are streams that were born of the beginning of my streaming career on Twitch, as my Twitchies all know, where we talk about real life things that are happening. Hold on, let me tell my family who's forgotten that they have to be quiet while I'm streaming. Guys, too loud. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now they'll be quieter. They're good. Okay. The Bird Mom streams are the streams where we talk to people about things that are going on in their lives. I have to give the disclaimer, I am not a doctor. I have absolutely no medical training whatsoever. I am just a trusted adult who is here to talk, to listen, to bounce things off of. I always encourage you to get professional help if you feel that there is something going on that you really can't handle. I love therapy. I have been in therapy many a time and love it dearly. And I always encourage you to seek help. But this is for us to get to talk and us to get to chat and be a community and embrace and uplift and support and be loving with each other, which is always the goal. Pharah, my beloved, I have so many favorite voice lines. Hi, Wafer. Lumi, thank you for this sub, Lumi. Is Lumi at your place right now, Abe?
Yes, Lumi is at my place right now.
And watching. I love this.
Yeah,
So great. Wait, Necofure may cry. Your heart. That's so nice. Thank you. That is so nice. Oh, I love this. Oh, I got to tell you. So for those of you who've watched the style streams, part 1 and 2, where we did the shopping, first we did the pin board and then the shopping with Lumi. We, a bunch of the packages have come in, and I think that everything is now in at Zara, and the rest of it is here. So Ness, you got to go do the pickup. And Thursday, we are having the fashion show part of the style stream. So we'll be doing it here on Twitch and TikTok at 5 on Thursday, where Lumi will be doing a fashion show, and we'll decide what to keep, what not to keep, what we put together, what looks great, what does not. Very exciting. So that's coming. But in the meantime, hello, justice does reign from above, most definitely. We're going to do another AMA soon, guys. I will do all Overwatchy things, but today we are bird momming. Now, I first wanted to start by saying the big event of this weekend, other than Lunar New Year, was supposed to have been my beloved nephew's B mitzvah. They were having a bar mitzvah with B mitzvah because they go to a very groovy, progressive shul synagogue congregation where they call it a B mitzvah. So it's not gender specific. It's very groovy. And anyway, it was supposed to have been on Saturday. And there was planning and mayhem and people coming in from out of town and all the excitement. And at the last second on Thursday night, my sister-in-law, Daniela, comes down with COVID. And everyone is like thrown into a dither, as is wont to happen, obviously. And nobody quite knows what to do. And everyone's being careful. And, but this one's been exposed already. And this aunt was helping. And these cousins are staying with. And these people have been in and they all hung out the night before. Anyway, over the course of the weekend, different factions of the family were dropping like flies. And even though we canceled the actual B mitzvah, dropping like flies, it wound up being a mini super spreader instead of a monster super spreader. And all I can say, right, in COVID, it's the universal chaos causer lately. And so I just keep thinking about the fact that in this crazy moment, this bizarro little era we're having these few years, it's such a miracle when we're all able to congregate, whether we're congregating online, certainly when we're congregating in person, but the idea that we all get together with a common goal and a common interest and a common purpose, however we do it, I think we really just have to appreciate it and embrace it and be grateful for it. Like Manny, my delicious nephew, is going to get to have his rite of passage. Like he's having his ritual. He's had his year of preparation. He's ready. He'll have it. And he was doing a trip in lieu of a big celebration. I mean, we were doing a service, but not a giant party afterward. So we're going to have a celebration. There's going to be a ritual, and we'll have to gather virtually instead of physically in order to do this right now. And that's okay. So I just want us all to be grateful for the fact that we can all see each other and be in, whether it's sometimes physical and sometimes virtual, but be together and share in each other's energy and spirit. Okay. This is what I've been thinking about all weekend. Like getting to do this with you guys and be here in these rooms over this time has been very meaningful and heart-filling to me. So I'm happy that we're together. And TikTokers, I'm very happy that you guys are in with us now too. Like my Twitch family and I have been doing this for a while. If you guys want to know, wait, my wife, hold on, I gotta put my glasses because I don't rocket barrage on every Maymay you Rajan. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh, so nice. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you guys. So nice. Yeah, thank you for putting that in there right now. Oh, thank you to your girlfriend, Super Stanley. Linkies, I will definitely tell Mickey that you said hi. Absolutely. It's just Elliot C. If you would like to talk on a Bird Mom about exam stress, you can feel free to reach out here. And one of my wonderful mods, I have Abe who's modding on TikTok, and I have Ness who's modding on Twitch, can potentially take your name and put you in a later Bird Mom, or if we have time today, can stick you in on the lineup today. But this is the question. Okay, I'm going to start, but that's a great question. I'm happy to talk to you about that. All right. And if you, I'm like, guys, I'm all over the place. And if you haven't already and you want to get the inside dope on what's going on and when we're doing things, the place to find out is always on the family Discord. I know that there are links in both. Here we go. Follow on TikTok and Instagram. The family Discord is where all of the inside information gets released first. I tend to be good about Instagram, but sometimes I can be sloppy. Discord is where it all comes out. And does anyone use Twitter anymore? I don't use Twitter. I'm just not there. I have no idea. Flo is here. Flo, quel plaisir. This is great. God, hi guys. All right. I'm trying to think. Do I want to? You know what? No, I'll go back to that stuff later. I'll tell you. How to work after Overwatch. Yeah, you use it. Great. I don't even know what that was. All right. I'm glad you guys are liking this live. Our first guest for today's Ask Bird Mom is the fabulous Jamie, aka Holly Peppermint. Nessbot, can we pull Jamie into the...
Yeah.
Cool. I love it.
Hello.
You are gorgeous. Look at you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, God, you're absolutely gorgeous. Your eye makeup is to die. You're beautiful.
Thank you, please. Oh my God.
You are, and I love all of your art. And who is in your lap?
This is Miss Mikasa. She just wanted to say hello to you. She's a big fan of my Pharah action figures that I keep. She likes to chew on them, so I thought she should meet you.
She has excellent taste. Yeah, she's not the first person I've heard about who's been chewing on the Pharah action figure, so I'm glad. Oh, good. Oh, so funny, so cute.
Yeah. Say hi, Mika.
Hello, Mika. Oh, cuteness. Oh, wait, tell me what is going on. Tell me what's happening.
Okay, so I am a very creative person. I've always been a super creative person, definitely more of an artist.
Wearing a Bowie shirt. I'm sorry. You know
just
that's my favorite of all time. Right? It's
and
for
of,
me?
It is, and also my Bowie shoes as well.
Great. Oh, wait, put it up again. Put it up again.
Yeah, okay. Wait. Oh, I got to stretch. There we go.
They're so good.
I got these at Trash and Vaudeville back before they... Yeah.
My favorite ever. Jimmy Webb, when Jimmy Webb was, okay.
He was the best.
Yeah.
Okay, so
okay.
Not to derail on the Bowie train.
No, sorry, I know. Sorry. Go ahead. So,
yeah, for sure. So like I've always been more of a creative person, definitely an artist. And I've had jobs in the past where I felt like I was being fulfilled and I felt like I was being taken seriously with my creative endeavors. And now I'm in a job now in marketing, and I really don't feel like I'm being valued either for my creativity or just at all. I'm not feeling very fulfilled. So I guess I just wanted to find out, like, as a creative person or an artist, how do you know if you're on the right path? And then if you feel like you're no longer being fulfilled, when is it okay to give up on where you are and find a new dream or goal?
Well, I've got questions first.
Okay.
How did you end up in this marketing gig?
They reached out to me. I had put my resume up on one of these websites during COVID, and they found me and they were like, "We think you would be a perfect fit for this job." And I've been working there for probably like almost a year and a half now, and it pays the bills, like it's good security for sure, but I definitely feel like it doesn't feel like it's a good fit for me. And even when they try to give me opportunities to be creative or whatever, it feels like it's not actually like fulfilling that, or it's not being taken seriously. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Of course
yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally. Do you know what you want to do?
It's hard because I'm like one of those, what do they call them? Multi-passionate people where you have a lot of different passions in your life. So I mean, I went to school for music, singing. I've been a dancer. I love making costumes. Like I'm a cosplayer and my passion is just like making stuff. So I don't know what I want to do. I just know I want something that'll feel like it's a perfect amalgamation of everything together.
So I guess the question is, well, okay, one of the questions is, do you have heavy bills? Do you live at home? Do you have roommates? What's your financial
I
nut?
still live, yeah, so I still live at home. I'm Puerto Rican, so it's a very like family oriented lifestyle for sure. So I definitely don't have to thankfully worry about as much as maybe another person. So there is like flexibility there, but it's just like I like to be able to support and like help out my family as well. Yeah, so yeah.
Have there been times where you have done things that you love and been paid well
Yes.
for it, or paid what were those things?
Yeah, so before COVID happened, I used to work at a studio here in the city, and our whole thing was just helping small creators in the city. We made a community for them. We would host events where people would come together and play games together, and we would help encourage creators to make what they were working on, even if they didn't have access to really nice cameras or space. And it just made me feel really fulfilled because even though it was, I was definitely not making as much money there as I am now, I felt so much more fulfilled because it felt so much more community centered, and I felt so much more fulfilled and valued by like the people around me because it just felt like I was actually helping other people.
So now you ask me this question, and I am of the opinion, particularly when you're young and you don't have overhead and you don't have mouths to feed. And of course, it's nice to contribute, but you don't have mouths to feed right now.
I have one. It's Mika.
You got one little teeny
Tiny
mouth.
mouth.
To feed, one little mouth. This is the time in your life when you absolutely ought to be throwing lots of shit at the wall and see what sticks. This is the time in your life. Seriously, this is the time in your life where you try things, you try and fail, you try to start your own thing. It sounds like you took this marketing job in the middle of COVID. Yeah. When people weren't going out, when people weren't able to gather in rooms, when you weren't able to be in community making the things you wanted to be making. Mm-hmm. I just heard about someone, they'll remain nameless. I found out that this person, who the last time that I saw him in person was in 2019. And in 2019, he was making like some money being a comedian. But in the last 2 and 3 years, mm-hmm. his income has become 20 times what his income was.
That's crazy.
Over COVID, because of a podcast, and because then once the doors opened and he was able to do appearances, he started to be able to do appearances. He went all in on doing his own thing.
Okay.
And I heard this, and to me, it was I was like really inspired. It was like, wow. I think if you're leaking energy into doing something you don't want to do, particularly at a time in your life where you don't have to pay your own rent, you're wasting your time. This is like a creative, juicy, exciting time in your life, and there are no stakes. So really, the only thing you should be doing is what you want to be doing and what turns you on. So if you want to hold on to it, do you have enough time in the day in your marketing job to go like start talking to people who are doing the kinds of things you want to do, to offer to go places, to take an internship here for 10 hours and to, a paid, but, and then be making stuff for this one, and then be talking to people who are doing in that creator environment. Do you have time to start doing that?
I definitely do. I definitely do have time to sort of like focus on maybe what my goals should be and how to sort of move towards that direction. Yeah.
Anything that you want to be doing. If you say you're a singer, so be singing, and like go be singing. Go like find a band, like look for a band that you need to be singing with and start singing, and go make stuff with whichever. Like I know somebody who's opening a digital marketing house right now. I know another one. All these people are able to get back into rooms with people now.
Right.
So this is an excellent time as a multitasker and a multifaceted creative with nothing to lose, to go do what makes you happy.
Okay.
Life, the time in life passes whether you're happy or you're not. So you might as well be happy, and you're going to make a much bigger dent in the world if you actually do the thing you love to do. You'll make a much bigger impact. You'll make yourself happier. You'll help more people. You'll grow, and you just get to follow your muse that way. That would be my thought on this.
That's like, very liberating to hear.
That's how it should feel. I mean, that's how it should feel. Like, this is not a moment where you should feel locked down. If you aren't in a situation where you immediately have to stop the bleeding, this is exactly the moment in time where you say like, okay, time to start doing more things, trying more things, throwing more shit at the wall. You don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, you don't want to give up on yourself, particularly not when you're so young. I mean, and frankly, I don't think you should ever give up on yourself. I don't care what age you are. You should always be going and doing the things you can do to, fulfill yourself and be creative. But
of course,
as a young woman, do it.
I'm going to print out a motivational poster that just says "throw shit at the wall" and have it above my desk.
See what sticks. Throw all shit at wall. See what sticks.
And put it right there.
The thing that's wild is you have no idea how these different creative pursuits of yours are going to come together.
It's true. I mean, yeah.
That's the piece that I never understood. And if you had told me in the early part of my career how many different things that I did would end up coming together and leading me to where I am right now, I think I would never have believed it or understood it. And I don't think that I would have believed that a career like mine would exist.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah, what I hear from a lot of people is that sometimes it doesn't always go exactly in the path that you think it's going, but it'll still reach the same goal. Like you might do something unexpected and then realize that it was leading you to where you were supposed to be all along. So
100%. And the only radar that leads you there is how you feel. You have to just follow how you feel. If what you're doing is leaving you cold, then that means that's not what you're supposed to be doing.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about like I have a mentor who always talks about having to chop wood and carry water. I'm not talking about chopping wood and carry water. Everyone, no matter what career you're in, you got to chop wood and carry water.
Absolutely.
But if the thing you're doing, if the pursuit that you're pursuing leaves you cold, or the job that you're doing that you have to chop wood and carry water for leaves you cold, then that is not the job you should be in, and you should be moving on. And there's no failing. If you say like, oh, okay, being here leads me to there, then you can be grateful that it kept you fed and moved you on to the next place. You know, some jobs are just a bridge to the next place.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. It's so validating.
I'm so glad. Oh,
yeah.
Good. Oh, good. You're going to do great.
Thank you.
You're going to do great. Listen to all these things that you love to do. And you've got very bright light energy.
Thank you.
You do.
I think it's the ring light, but I'll take it.
Ring lights there do marvels for our energy, right?
They sure do.
So funny. Oh, Flo, I'm so glad that you resonate with this. Throw shit here. Exactly, 8-Bit Bella. Exactly. Thank you, Sly the Fox. Mohammed, you hear my husband. Oh, listen to this. Oh, Jen Cohn is really lovely. Thank you, Corvo. That is so nice. Decuri, thank you. Yeah, trust yourself, cat. Exactly. Rubeni, you're 15 or so. Wait, I didn't know. Justice does rain from above. I wanted to see who else is saying wonderful things. Live the life if you're going to be. Yes, that is exactly right. You have to live your life. That is absolutely right. I'm looking at this. Hold on. Why she didn't say whatever you wanted to say, Jacob. Thank you, guys. Wow, there's so much. There's lots. Oh, look who that is. I know who that is. Okay. This is great. Okay. I was looking to see if any of our new TikTok friends had something to tell you, but they want to talk about Overwatch, which is wonderful.
We always want to talk about Overwatch.
Overwatch fam. Thank you, Overwatch fam. But we are doing right now an Ask Bird Mom stream, and we're talking. This is the real talk advice stream where we're talking about things going on in our lives, big and small. And that's the theme of the day. But Jamie, I hope I run into you. Where are you shopping now that trash is gone, and now that I Need More is gone?
All the good thrift stores are closing too. They're closing the Goodwill in my neighborhood, so I don't know where I'm shopping anymore. I'm on the Upper East Side, so I don't know.
You know what? There are really good thrifts right now. I'm finding, like in Flatiron on the Lower East Side.
Okay.
There are a few different neighborhoods that I'm seeing lots of good stuff happening.
Okay. I'm gonna have to check. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look.
And the fleas are always good. Okay. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
I hope I take care.
All right. Take care. Thank you.
Right.
Bye.
I love that question. Oh, Buffalo Exchange. Nesta saying, I love Buffalo Exchange. Very good advice. Good guidance. Oh my gosh. Yes, do it. Where's my mother, Anna? My mother, Anna, is in Egypt. I love her so much. You know what? I got to get Aisha on. I've had her on the Twitch stream. I think that if you were to go to the highlights, you could see when I had Aisha on, like mid-pandemic. She was just in her new beautiful apartment in Cairo. And then she had a brand new dog who was super cute. So you could see. But yeah, but I need to have her on. I love her. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you. So nice. I love that. You are all asking for a justice. One justice. You get a justice right now. I'll give you another one soon. Hold on. I got to look at this. So the next thing that I wanted, okay, this was an anonymous write-in. And I thought that this was a really interesting, great question. So I'm going to read it to you guys. So this is another thing, you guys, with bird moms. If you want to be on camera, fabulous. We could talk on camera. If you want to be in voice only, we can do it in voice only so we can talk. And if you don't want to be in voice only or on camera, you can always write in a question. And if there's time and if we can put it in, like today, I've got a couple of write-ins, then we can do the write-in questions and then I can answer them and talk to the question here. So you have all these options. The best way to get a question to me is to DM it to me on Instagram or to go to the family Discord and either an Ask Bird Mom section or directly to Proness Ness. Those are the two best ways to get a Bird Mom question to me. Anyway, so wait. Oh, Raph has exams. Mwah. À toi aussi, Raph. Bon chance. Raph Tupeep has his exams coming up, so I hope that it's going well. Did someone say thrifting? Lumi's excited to go thrifting. There's a justice. Hey, hello. Poca Malipoko. Was that it? Okay. Good name. All right. So here's this question. Hi, Jen. Writing because I have a lot of cool things going on at school and I want to talk about it on TikTok and Snap, but I'm afraid of looking like a show off. What do you think? And I thought this was a really interesting question because my husband who's not on social media keeps on looking at what Instagram and TikTok and seeing all these people talking, and showing unboxings, showing their things and their lives and their stuff and saying, what are they all have to talk about? Like, what's all this stuff? I think we live in a culture right now where people are sharing all the time. And I think that there's a very fine line between sharing what either you're doing or you have in a good way and bragging. I think it's mostly energy, the energy that you're bringing to it, the tone that you're bringing to it. I know when I talk about the things that are going on in my life, it's because I'd like to share. And I always want to bring people along with me. I'm not putting any energy out into the world and into my community in order to either rub noses in it or to, I don't know, to brag. Like, that's not where I get my fulfillment. That's not the thing that gets me off. So I loved the question. I understand the question. I myself have grappled with that because there are times I find myself saying, oh, I don't know. Do I share this? Is this too much information? I think that the answer is, what energy are you bringing to your messaging? Are you talking about it, sharing joy, or are you talking about it hoping to get some sort of status? And if you're sharing joy, which I hope, and somebody takes it as a brag, well, that's about them. You can't control what anyone else is going to say about you or what anyone else is going to think. People are going to judge no matter what you do. People judge because that is what their brains do. And you can have no control over that. People will judge whether you brag or you don't brag, to be perfectly honest. But I think if you bring good energy and you raise the tide and you bring everyone else along with you in sharing this joy and you bring it with gratitude, I think that that energy transmits. And I think that that's why we all love each other. I know for me, when I see someone succeed, it raises me up. When it's someone who I admire or someone who I like, even when it's someone I don't like, when I see someone succeed, I'm happy for them. But that's something about me, and it's not about the person who posted it. Anyway, I hope that you chew on that, and I hope that that helps. Ness, was that clear? Did I say that clearly enough? I kept ruminating over this question.
I think so, yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
Thank you. Good. Jen is Corvos, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay, Nessbot, didn't you have a question for me, honey?
Yeah. Let me get in here. Hold on.
You know what? Before you ask me a question, I'll tell you. So this is I'm sharing with you, and it's exciting. So most of you know that I did this crazy, awesome production of Hamlet in Grand Theft Auto this summer. And if you didn't see it, you can go on YouTube and just look up Hamlet Grand Theft Auto or Shakespeare in Grand Theft Auto. And it was just this amazing production. Anyway, we got nominated for a stage award, which is a big award in the UK for innovation. It's like a lifelong dream. When I was a little theater kid in my childhood and then middle school and high school, whatever, my first international trip I took when I was, I think, a junior in high school. I think it was my junior year. We went to London to go see theater on the West End. And what a fantasy it was to see theater in the West End and to get, a fix of it. Think, oh my God, imagine being in a theater like this and getting to work in a theater like this. And then when I was in college, I got an internship at the National Theater in London. And so for 6 months, I worked at the National Theater. And that was so thrilling. And of course, it was like a fantasy to be, hitting the stages there and being a part of that community. And so the idea that at this moment in my life, from this crazy experimental awesome project, I get to go to the West End because I'm part of a project that got nominated for an award, and I'm the token American. It's all Brits and me. There, excuse me, it's not all Brits. There's a few other people who are Irish. There's like people from other places, but mostly they're Brits and me, and I get to go. It's like there's this real full circle fantasy fulfillment angle about it. And then what? I didn't hear you. What'd you say? Angle about it.
Who's talking?
What's going on over there? Was that just Abe's mic is open?
I have no idea. Okay, whatever.
Sorry, I think it was my mic.
Oh no. No worries.
It was you talking to your echo.
I loved it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So that's really exciting. And we want to bring Shakespeare and GTA to more gaming communities and to universities and to cons. So if you guys have questions about that, would you please put that also in the Discord? Like, I would love to talk to you guys about where you think we should bring this, because I am like so obsessed with this project and we want to like roll it out for people. It's so much fun. It totally demystifies Shakespeare. It like pulls the formality out of it. When you've got snipers shooting at you and you're getting blown up while you're like being Horatio, it changes the game a little and it makes it much more accessible and way more fun. But then I was going to say, so after I leave London, I'm going to take the train and go to Paris, because it's 20 years ago that my husband surprised me and took me to Paris and proposed. It's exactly 20 years ago. Is it this? No, this week, the end of this coming. Wait, what day is it? No, next week. Good morning. Yeah, early next week is exactly 20 years. So he's going to come meet me for the weekend, and we're going to go stay at the hotel that we stayed at, and we'll have like 3-4 days, and we'll run around, we'll eat. I made a reservation at a restaurant I've always wanted to go to that I've never been to there. So I'm like, wow, it feels like a very full circle-y moment in life. I'm like very happy about it. And I feel like if it is possible for me to have a moment like that, it is possible for everyone to have a moment like that. So stay very clear in your joy and stay very clear in what you want to create in your life. Okay, sermon over. Just had to share. Excited. Thank you guys. Right? It's so exciting. I know you know. I thank you. Oh my God. That was Andromeda as a little theater kid, right? Of course, I was such a theater kid. Yeah, I was amazing. With my jet black hair and red lips. I'm like the 3.0 version of what I looked like then. Hi, Nespot.
Hello.
Thank you, guys. Wow, thanks. Nespot, you had a question for me. Talk
That's
to me.
Yeah. My question was, my sister is basically my age now at this point, and I was traveling everywhere for everything.
Wait, you said my sister is basically my age now.
Or my age when she was like born, which is like I was 14, and she wants. How do I basically?
So she's the age that you were when she was born. You're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
She is now the age that you write. So you're twice her age.
Probably older now. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, she's 13, 14.
Yeah, 14.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And my question was, how do I get my parents to give my sister more freedom for her to be able to go out on her own? Because she's really just at home or with me. Like, the only time she goes really out is with me, or like sees friends locally in the Bronx, but not like to the city. Which is actually partially her fault, because she doesn't actually know how the trains work still. I feel like she should know that by now, but yeah. And I also suspect it's the fact that she's a girl as opposed to me. I don't know. I know that's a thing, especially raising kids. The bias there of the freedom they get or allowed. Um, yeah, that's it.
So I've got questions for you.
Yeah.
So first, would she go to school has she been going to school by herself all
Uh,
along? For how long?
yeah, yeah. She goes to school by herself.
Does she walk to school or take
She
the
wa-
train to school?
she walks to school.
Okay. And she
Yeah.
doesn't know the trains.
No.
Now, I know your sister and I know like I know her, but I think that you need to also state for everyone for context that she's extremely self-possessed and savvy. Like that's something that's missing because sometimes parents are protective because they know that their kid is not that savvy or is not that street smart. And a lot of kids outside of New York City find themselves in the big city and are totally overwhelmed. Do you find her to be overwhelmed if she's alone in the city?
I mean, she's never alone. So that's what I mean, right? She's like never alone in the city. All right, so that's tough.
You know, the thing is, as a parent in New York City, unlike everywhere else in the country, when you hit sixth grade, and it's going to sound so crazy to people in other parts of America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what the rules are in other countries, but in the 5 boroughs, sixth grade is the year that kids start going to school by themselves. And by sixth grade, that's when you stop going to your local neighborhood school that you can walk to. And for most kids, you have to take a train to go to school. Most, at least in Manhattan, most.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is the age that parents have to take a deep breath and gulp hard and send their kid off to school by themselves. Now, I have friends who were nauseous at this thought and didn't let it happen in sixth
Yeah.
grade, particularly parents of daughters, and continued taking their kids to school. Maybe by seventh grade, they let them do it. Or they would ideally keep them in a school in the neighborhood where they could walk to school, where they weren't taking a train. I know when Mickey hit sixth grade, he really didn't feel ready to go by himself in the beginning. Like he like felt nervous that I was gonna like kick him out of the house to go by himself. He was like relieved when I said to him, I'm like, Mick, I will take you every day to college if you want. Like you tell me what you need. I'm here as much as you need, but I'll let you loose when you're
Yeah.
ready to be let loose. And it was right before COVID hit. It had been maybe a month that he started going to school by himself and felt safe and felt good. Yeah, sixth grade is younger than 12, 13. Sixth grade
Middle
is
school.
like
Yeah.
11, 12. Sixth grade is like 11, 12. By the time most, if not all kids are Nessa's sister's age, or Mickey's, who's the same age as Mickey, and they're in high school,
Yeah.
kids are mobile by themselves. Kids get themselves around and have autonomy and can get themselves to places. Mickey by himself can go to any of the boroughs. Mickey goes, can get on a train and go out to Long Island. Mickey can go on a bus and go out to New Jersey. Mickey's got real autonomy at this point. And part of why I'm able to be loose is because he's a boy. I'm sure that I had less hesitation in part because he's a boy. He also was very train savvy from a very little age. We used to say when he was little that he could get himself around, that he didn't really need us to tell him what to do. He was able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in a moment where the city is a little more dangerous. The city is a little more dangerous than when you were growing up, Ness. Like it's a little more like
Is
when
it?
I was growing up. it's a little more dangerous. I'm not saying it's crazy. Like people, the news likes to play it up like it's so dangerous, and it's not so dangerous. The Post is just selling copies to make it sound like it's the most terrible. It's not.
Yeah.
It's okay. But it's definitely a little more than when you were growing up, for sure. It's more like when I was growing up. It feels a little more like when I was growing up. And so with all of this in mind, I think that the biggest thing that you could do if you are concerned is you should take the time to teach her to use the subway. That's item one.
Yeah.
I know you had told me when you moved to your current place that you were excited that she would be able to come and stay with you, that she would be able to take a train to come see you.
Yeah.
I think you need to take a little bit of time to take her to you so that she can do it and that you stand back and have her lead the way.
Yeah.
And if you want, you can even say to her, I'm tailing you. Like, and you could be doing it on your phone. You could be doing it with friends. You could bring friends with you to do the tailing one day, however. But be someone who watches her and makes sure that she does actually know how to get herself around. And then once that happens, I think that's when you can say to your parents, all kids her age are able to do this. And I've now tailed her 5 times.
Yeah.
And she totally knows what she's doing. You really can trust her to go out. By the time I was her age, I was out and doing this by myself. Like, she really is capable. I really think you can trust her to take care of herself. She knows how to take care of herself. I think that will go a long way coming from you as the trusted older brother. Has she asked them for autonomy and they say no?
What you have to define autonomy there?
Has she asked them to go by herself, to go take off by herself? And they've said no?
Kind of. I mean, like, what do you mean by herself? Like, she won't take. I mean, she'll like walk on over to someone, or they'll have like someone's parents pick her up. Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing.
Has she said to them, I want to go to an anime store in Koreatown by myself and then I'll be back in a few hours? And they've said no? Has that happened?
I mean, in that case, it would be asking me that and then being like, what day am I free? And then she'd go with me. You see what I mean? Like, that's how that would work.
So then, Ness, is it coming from you that you want her to go do this by herself and she's sort of comfortable being shepherded? Or is it coming from her that she wants the freedom?
When I texted you that, what did she tell me? I mean, she wants to do both, right? She wants to hang out, but also do her own thing because I'm not always available, right?
Right.
What did she say? She said something about it's hold on. What did she?
Mochi Loaf, where are you growing up? Where do you live? Mochi Loaf is saying my parents would never let me. And how old are you? I'm curious. Because that's the thing. That's the thing. It's, so I have friends whose kids are growing up in other parts of the country, particularly like I've got friends whose kids are in LA. And in LA, there's no autonomy until you get your license. Like, until you have your license, you are being shepherded everywhere. That's it. So that's...
Oh, right. I was messing... we were talking about how I was telling her don't be an adult. And then she was like, I don't want to be one, too much work. And then she said, the only reason I want to be one is to be allowed to go outside. That's it. Other than that, I like to stay like this. And then she said, that's why I want to go to school in Manhattan. I would be able to take trains and stuff. And that was it. It wasn't like they're not allowing me to go out. It was just that. Or, I mean, I don't know. I can ask. You know what I mean? But that's...
So then I think your first step is saying to her, do you feel confident to take the train by yourself right now? I mean, you're saying that she doesn't. And again, of course, people screw up. Everyone gets lost on the train. Sometimes that happens. But I guess the question is, do you feel confident doing that? Do you feel like you need a little help figuring that out,
Mm-hmm.
like learning how to use the train, because it does help to have someone teach you how to use the train initially. And she might say yes, and then you do that with her. And that's the thing. And then maybe it's got to come from her nest. Maybe she's looking for you to slay her dragon here.
Probably. Yeah.
Or maybe she's looking for the excuse of once she goes to school in a different borough, then it forces their hand. They have to let her do it. She
I
doesn't
agree.
have to stand up to them and say to them, I need a bit of freedom. I need a little space to be able to do my thing.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So then
That's probably the case. Yeah.
So then you offering backup assistance will be invaluable. Then the first move is for her to go with you to learn the trains. And then she can tell your parents, Ness has been teaching me the trains. Ness is teaching me how to use all the trains. And then at a certain point, she can say to them, I have a basic understanding of the trains. I know how to get around. I know how to watch after myself. I can have eyes in the back of my head. I understand how to keep myself safe on the subway. I'm ready to go hit it.
Yeah.
And at that point, they just might be like, okay. Right?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
And then you can offer to be backup and to plead her case if they say no at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But this might be her battle.
Yeah. I'm seeing her, I think Wednesday, I think is what's happening. If we're not doing the thing on Wednesday, I think that's what I'm doing. So we'll maybe start there, but yeah.
Yeah, start there.
Cool. Thanks. Appreciate
My pleasure. Yes, of course. Absolutely.
Long time caller, first time. What was it? All right.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna disappear
Sharing
now.
with happy moments. Wait, memories again. Wait, I want to see. Wait, I wanted to see the answer to that question. Here's every day. Wait, do we have the answer to that question? I'm looking for. Growing up in New York City in the 80s was rough. Couldn't go anywhere alone. I remember when my parents were so nervous when I wanted to start going places alone. And my friends growing up in the city, it was like crazy. The city was a little nuts. And my best friend from Fire Island, she was like my summer best friend. Her parents, when she turned 13, they said to her, okay, now that you're 13, you have no curfew. Don't give us a reason to have to give you one. And now to my parents, that would have been unthinkable. Like my parents were like, oh, they were so nervous. So, and her parents seemed very like buttoned up. They would like to eat swordfish and they listened to classical music. And my parents thought that they were like really tight-laced. And so they never could have imagined that my friend and I could like stay out till all hours and be taking subways and doing all that. But that's how I learned how to use the subways, was at 13 and 14 with her, when it really wasn't very safe. Like, it's crazy. And by the time I got out of college and then moved into the city, my parents were so nervous. Like, they started insisting that I should only get an apartment with a doorman. Now, for those of you who don't live in New York, like, living in a doorman building is a fortune. And when you're like an aspiring actress and are paying your bills with like, I don't know, sawdust in your pocket and like any job you can scramble for or whatever, like a doorman building are not like, they weren't paying for my rent, but they were insisting that I had to live in a doorman building. And I found this like infuriating and maddening. And it's just because they had gone through seeing the city in the 70s and the 80s and like seeing all of it, like, where by the time I was moving into the city, it really wasn't so dangerous to live in a non-doorman building. Anyway, I remember the pressure that was applied. So then I had to hysterically hunt for a rent stabilized doorman building, which 6 months in I found. And then they were happy, and then I could afford my apartment. But it was a whole thing. Oh, it's so crazy. You mainly stayed in the Bronx your whole childhood, so you're always anxious traveling through Manhattan and Brooklyn now. right? It's crazy, right? It's when you're not used to traveling the train and doing all the boroughs. But I have to tell you, it goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of this stream. The best thing about New York City is how for the price of a subway ride, you can be in all these different cultures and all these different adventures. You can have these food adventures and different nationality adventures. Rob and I were talking today about how much fun it was when we were watching the World Cups and we were in the Moroccan hookah den and smoking hookahs and eating Moroccan sandwiches. Like, we're always in New York City, and this is all subway rides. So the more comfortable you get with actually using the city and taking advantage of the city, then the happier you are when you live in it, at least in my opinion, in my ride of New York. I am all about Pharmacy. Pharmacy all the way, 100%. I love Pharmacy. Yes, that was Taruna Mo, of course. New York strong, absolutely. Play nice, play Pharah. There you go. That was one for you. Yeah, it's so hard, right? Wait, what was this other question? Oh my gosh, Isabel, Jennifer, Ariel, I deserve an Oscar for Chippendales. I had such a good time. I have been getting so much nice feedback from people. I have been getting like the loveliest feedback from people. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, I'm so happy that you've been watching it. If you are watching this stream and you did not know, so Chippendale, welcome to Chippendales. It's on Hulu in the US. It's on Disney Plus in other countries. I have a big character in it. I'm in the last 3 episodes. And a bunch of Overwatch VAs have small roles and cameos in it. So you should definitely watch Welcome to Chippendales on Hulu. It is great. It is very great. Yeah, it's amazing. You can access once you get over the fear of the subway. It's totally true. It's so true. Wait, I want to see more things. Seeing us. Thank you. Thank you so much. We do need justice. We totally need justice. Wow. Thank you for all these roses. All right, we got another question here. Oh, you know what? This wasn't. This was. So I was texting earlier today through Instagram, through messaging, with another member of the family. And we were talking about something going on with her. So she is like a beloved member of the Twitch family for streaming. She's a streamer. She's fabulous. She's amazing. And she's had some health stuff go on recently, and she had to have surgery recently. And the recovery is going slow. And it's been really rough. It's affecting her voice. Like I said, she's a streamer. She's used to using her voice. And it's been rough. It's been hard emotionally for her to deal with it. And so she wrote to me asking me about how she grapples with it, or how does one grapple with, having to have patience when you're feeling so impatient and so frustrated with a recovery, with something not coming together as quickly as you want it to, with having to sit with something taking its time and something not particularly pleasant that's frustrating, and you could feel very discouraged from it. And I told her about a philosophy that I was taught that I love from another one of my mentors. You have to go into everything that happens thinking that everything is happening for you. And so when you find yourself in a situation that sucks, and it's taking too long, and that's super frustrating, you have to step outside of yourself and think, what am I learning from this situation? What about this is so triggering? Look at what the trigger is. See what it is that's sitting with you so badly and so uncomfortably. Is it impatience? Is it fear? Is it a sense of unworthiness? Is it FOMO? Look at what that is, because your triggers are the things that tell you who you are and what you need to work on in yourself. And then be grateful. I know that this is rough. I know this is a challenge, but be grateful for the opportunity to learn the lesson. Because growing is never, ever comfortable. Growth is incredibly uncomfortable. That's the nature of growth. That's why there are growing pains. That's why, I mean, Mickey, when he was younger, I remember he'd like wake up with his legs aching because he's growing pains, literally. That's what this is. So when you find yourself in a situation that sucks, that you have to just sort of power through, be grateful that this is affording you an opportunity to learn whatever it is that you're supposed to learn from it. This is what I've been doing. And if I tell you, it changes your perspective on what's happening tremendously. And frankly, it makes the whole process a little more palatable. I'm not saying it's going to make it suck less, but it's going to make you take your focus off of the suck and put it onto whatever it is you're supposed to be taking from it. This is what I said to her, and I hope that she can hear it. I know it's rough. I know it's rough. And I know when I am in situations that suck and that are rough, I have a really hard time doing that. But turning your attention, moving your attention to what there is to learn and to what this opportunity has afforded you to learn really changes your perspective on the whole situation. So I'm sending you lots of love, my Patty. Mwah. And I hope that you're doing well. And to anyone else who's having a particularly rough time and is really impatient with it, try to think about that and be grateful for the opportunity to learn whatever it is you're supposed to be learning. You know, we all have our lessons out for us, man. Woo! There always are lessons. It's always interesting. Let me see. Wait. I want to see what anyone said. Oh, you're welcome, Runa. Of course. Oh, Squishku, that is hard. That is so hard. So I guess the question is this an opportunity for you to treasure all of your time with her? Is this an opportunity for you to be a source of strength for her and for yourself? Is this an opportunity for you to clear whatever energy there might be between you that needs to be cleared? Is this a moment for you to learn about taking care of yourself and others? Is this a moment for you to learn about slowing other things down because sometimes you have to put your attention on what is in front of you? You know, there's so much to learn in a situation like that. And so much of it is really difficult, but there's so much to learn in a situation like that. I'm sorry that it's hard. Take the good things that you can learn out of it. That's the only thing you can do is take what's there for you in it. And then obviously be there and be loving with your mother and be present for her. I'm sorry, that's hard. Oh, Javo 252. Well, if you ever want to do an Ask Bird Mom, if you have a question, or if any of you have a question or an issue going on in your life or something happening that you want to talk through, join the family Discord and DM Prones Ness and say, I have a question for the next Bird Mom. Or if you're following me on Instagram, which I hope you are all following me on Instagram, you can DM me at Instagram and say, please save this for the next Bird Mom. And then I will put you on the list for the next Bird Mom. Okay. For anybody who wants to have a conversation or talk through an issue, talk through something that's happening. You know, again, I am not a medical professional. I am just a trusted adult and I am here to listen. Okay. I want all of us to be well. I want all of our energy to be raised. I want all of us to have as much as we can out of life. Let me see. Thank you, T is real. Thank you. Any tips for a first job? Fate ZV. I got so many questions about that. I've got lots of tips for a first job. What's your first job? Tell me what your first job is. Okay, Fate, you know what? Where is Fate ZV? Does Fate ZV want to come on? Abe, did we offer them if they want to get in the Zoom and tell me about the first job?
I'm checking through my messages, but I haven't gotten any messages from them. So
Hmm. Thank you. At a burger joint. Just have fun. If it's your first job and it's at a burger joint, it's, you know what? First jobs are a lot like first dates. It's either going to be a great job or a great story. So it's either going to be like awful and disgusting and ridiculous, or it's going to be really fun and really eye opening. Either way, you're going to learn stuff. You're going to learn about yourself. You're going to have a good time. Just stay present, listen, understand the rules of the game, show up on time, have a good attitude, have fun. If it's intolerable, get another job. Working at a burger joint is not a career. It is a first job. It is purely about experience. If you don't like it and it's a horrible environment, it's terrible, you move on, you get out, you do the next thing. But if it's just hard and it doesn't suck and it's something for you to learn, and there's a skill set for you to learn, then by all means, stick around and learn the things you need to learn from it. God, those first jobs are so great. It's such good experience. So, I'm thinking about them. I was a terrible waitress. I was like an awful, I have like really bad hand-eye coordination. My husband keeps laughing at me. We think that I have some kind of like, I have some sort of, I don't know, learning disability with left, right, which is why I'm A, not a good driver, and B, a bad gamer. Like I try to be a good gamer, but like something with hand-eye coordination, not so good. Anyway, this translated to my waitressing skills. So I was a great talker and very charming and very nice. And I like was bad at carrying lots of plates. I was bad at multitasking. I was bad at getting all the orders. I'd get overwhelmed. It was not good. I had like several waitressing jobs. It took me until I finally got this like really high end. There's a place in New York City called the Monkey Bar, which is back in fashion again. But when I was in my mid 20s and I got a job as a cocktail waitress there, it was like a cashola money making gig if you could handle it. I worked for not even maybe I worked for an hour. I don't even think I worked for 2 hours. I like got there looking all cute. It started, it was the after work crowd. I started taking orders. I had my tray. And I'm like, this is no freaking way. Absolutely. I put the tray down, left. 2 hours of appointment at Monkey Bar. But I was a much better hostess. I was a much better co-check person. I could be organized with all that kind of stuff. I was much better at all of those things. The multitasking, bartending, terrible. I tried bartending, terrible bartender. Yeah, this is great. My husband slung burgers, talks about that summer and broiling hot kitchen. These are like great treasured experiences. You learn what you're good at, what you're not good at, how you play with others. It's really good. Have fun. Have fun. Have fun. Thank you. F1 Free, thank you. Succubus, thank you so much. You find left and right hard too. I am so bad. Rachel, thank you. My God. I am. You are so sweet. Thank you. Kyler, do it. Aspiring VA, do it. Send out your reel. Do it, do it, do it. Oh, that's really exciting. God, so exciting to start at anything. I love being new at things because you have so much room to suck at them. Like, I love being brand new because you're starting from the bottom. So you can just be awful. You can ask like the most obvious questions. You don't have to pretend to know anything. You don't have to pretend to be anything that you're not. You can just learn and have fun and see what parts of the job you really like and where you are good and where you're not and where you could get better. There's so much opportunity in first jobs. Oh, it's great. Let me see. Starting with VAs. Oh, I love that. Thank you. I'm so glad you got this. You totally got this. You know what? I'm going to have to do a stream talking about this. I think when I came back from Paris Fashion Week last season, did I talk about on the stream the 4 pillars that open the gates of success and an exciting life that I thought about? Do you remember this?
Yes, you did, and you did talk about it.
I did talk about it, right?
Yep. You can talk about it again, but yes, you did.
I'm gonna have to do a live about this. I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna have to do some kind of reel about this. So today on TikTok, I opened TikTok and I opened onto this woman. I don't remember her name. I'll have to go and take a look. She was a woman who was talking about, she has like, I don't know, 400,000 followers, 200,000 followers. She got a lot of followers. And she was talking about how she had worked at a country club with like very, very, very wealthy people, and how she learned all of these invaluable lessons working at this country club, that like all these incredible life lessons that have served her. And so she's dedicating her TikTok to teaching the lessons that she learned at the country club to everyone. And I was like, that's interesting. That's really cool. And the thing that she talked about in this reel that like, I was like, so freaking great, because to me, it's one of the pillars. It's one of the things. She talks about how she was eating her lunch and some wealthy old white man made some comment, some like passing comment to her. Like, you can always tell who's who by what fork they use. You can always tell who you are by what fork you use. Something, and walks by. And she's like, what the hell did that mean? And she turned to somebody else, a coworker, and they were like, I have no idea what he meant. And she's like, I don't know what that meant. And the next day, she sees him again. And she's like, that's that guy. And so she goes up to him and said, you made a comment to me about the fork. What did that mean? What were you saying? And he said to her, I was self-made. I didn't come from money. And when I was first coming up and found myself in rooms like this, and there were all of these forks, you know, when you see a fancy table setting, I had no idea what was what. And when you're in a room like this, everyone knows whether you belong or you don't belong by what fork you use. You need to learn what fork to use when you're at a table like this. And then she very clearly, very simply, explicitly laid out what a fancy table setting looks like, and not one with like 15 forks and 6 spoons and fish knives, but like a basic formal table setting. It's basic, but like the one you will see everywhere you go for the rest of your life. If you ever go in a nice restaurant, if you ever go to a nice dinner, if you ever go to a night, if ever you go to a like what. And she explained exactly what you do with which, and it's all really simple, and it's actually really self-explanatory once you know what's what. And she shows you, this is the fork for this, and then this is the plate that they take away for that, and this is your plate for this, and this is this glass, this is this glass, that's the. And they're these super, super, super basic rules. And once you know them, they are like a key that lets you into certain rooms. And if you don't know them, you don't have the key to get into the room. It was like, I love this so much. You know what? I'm gonna do a reel where I share, where I like nod and point, if you guys are following me, because I love this so much. That was like one of my things when I talk about like picking stuff up when you're new somewhere, you're new doing something, learning things like that, picking those things up if you haven't been taught them at home are invaluable. And like, you might think like, oh, that's some fancy shit, whatever. But if I tell you, it's like manners, little manners are invisible if you have them, and like flashing neon lights if you don't have them. It's such a good thing to learn, and it's so basic and so simple and invaluable. It's like a passport. It's literally like the passport that takes you around the world if you know these things. So I'm totally doing this. I loved it. I've got to share this thing. Okay, where is this? Oh, thank you. Cookie Stink. Of course I love you. Of course. Yes. Yes. Are you Javier or are you Xavier? It is me. I'm Pharah. Absolutely. Yes. I am the Rocket Queen. That would be me. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Happy birthday, John. Happy birthday, John. That is so nice. That's great. Okay, there's Assassin. There's Traveling Ashley. You love it. Good. All right. Nespot, did we have any others? Are we good, honey?
We're good. 4, right? Yeah. We
Yeah.
did it.
Monokuma lover. I love that. Okay. Well, honeys, I think that we covered all of our questions for this time. Um, Again, look in the Discord and look on my Instagram for when we will have the next Bird Mom stream. We have the part 3 of the styling stream with Lumi on Thursday at 5 p.m. EST. This is, in my opinion, the most fun of them because it'll be the two of us in person, and Lumi will be doing a fashion show for us and trying all the clothes on that we ordered. The packages have been coming in. We got to try it all on. We got to see what looks right, see what looks good, return what does not. And then we know we've got a new capsule wardrobe for a new moment and a new season in life. We love this. And then I'm off to London for the Stage Awards, darling. And then I'll go meet up with my husband for a quickie little romantic get together to commemorate getting engaged. I'm very excited. All right, guys, love you. Have a beautiful evening, a beautiful day wherever you are. I'm sending you all lots of love. Please take very good care of yourselves. Be very kind and tender and loving with yourselves. Be curious, stay engaged, have fun, stay in fun energy. If you are not happy and it is not making you have a good time, you should really think about moving on and doing the next thing. And remember that we are all in this together. Have a great night, guys. Nespot, Abe, thank you. Thank you. Mwah. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.